I'm Derek and welcome to Mind Life Weekly. This channel is all about simple psychology for life. If you're new here, please subscribe to our channel, and by slapping a like, it helps with the YouTube algorithm, which helps us create more videos like these. Now, on to the main topic of the 3 mental conditions that will optimize your success. So in our last video, we discussed what is meant by the right mindset and how important it is to have the right mindset, and how the right mindset can drive you to the path of your success. As it was said in the previous video, we'll be back with another amazing video. So here I am to tell you 3 types of mental conditions which can optimize your success. At the end of this video, you will have enough motivation to start exploring yourself for untapped genius-like skills. But for now, let's start by discussing the first mental condition that would optimize your success, shall we? Number 1, mental clarity. You might have an idea about what is meant by mental clarity. Let me make the term mental clarity a bit more descriptive and tell you how it can optimize your success. Mental clarity can be described as the state of being clear or lucid, without any ambiguity or doubt. Having mental clarity means you are clear about your goal, purpose or aim, or anything else you call it. Mental clarity helps you decide your goal and helps you find the best route to achieve that goal. Now, you might be thinking of how mental clarity can optimize your success, right? Well, mental clarity is the best tool you can have to achieve what you want. When you have mental clarity, it would be relatively less hectic for you to focus on your tasks. So, it would be easier for you to put all your mental resources together on your goal. Let's take an example to understand the importance of mental clarity. Suppose you want to shed some extra pounds of your body weight, and your goal is to look slimmer on your next birthday. But you don't have mental clarity on what should be the initial step to start the journey. You make stories in your mind every day, and you rush from one story to another because you become attracted by different fads and diets, trends you could adopt to achieve your goal of losing weight. Therefore, your brain is not acceptable to stop and start on a single process. This is because you don't have mental clarity, so you are unable to start your success journey. On the other hand, if you sit down and evaluate the best method to help you achieve your goal, you're making mental clarity your goal. You are then ready to start your journey. Mental clarity is crucial for success. If you wake up in the morning and see all the same things every day, with a life being kind of static, it's time for you to think, is this a life I truly want? If you don't, then sit down and take time to make mental clarity about where exactly you want it to be. A clear mental attitude does not come passively. You need to work if you want to have an apparent mental attitude. You might have noticed that successful people are those who had mental clarity. Their mental clarity has helped them recognize their best potential. They make their goal of life from this potential. With their mental clarity, they choose the most appropriate road for their journey to success. On the other hand, an unsuccessful person is devoid of mental clarity. They will have an abundance of thoughts without the ability to recognize the best out of these thoughts and therefore unable to start their journey. Mental clarity is a trait you must have, and the clarity of mind can be obtained by minimizing distractions. Can you feel distraction even after clear mentality? The answer is yes. Here is a thing that people often feel while dealing with their distractions or while they are on their journey of having mental clarity, called mental tug-of-war. The mental tug-of-war means a mental state in which a person holds 2 or more contradictory thoughts or beliefs simultaneously. The mental tug-of-war means that 2 things are pulling you in different directions, and you want to do both things equally. Let's make it a bit easier for you to understand this. Suppose you have decided your diet plan to shed weight and start working, and you are on your way to success. Now, there could be a day when your mind got stuck because you want 2 things. First is you don't want to follow the diet plan and all the measures you were taking to control your weight, because you are feeling it difficult to follow. And second, you also don't want to gain the fat you have lost. This is the state we call ambivalence in science. When one is ambivalent, it means they are going through the mental tug of war. I want to add here that it is never an easy war, but the human mind has immense power to win this war. You need to stick to your plan or stick to any decision you have made after obtaining mental clarity. Generally, if one keeps on following decisions and start earning points to advocate their decision against ambivalence, this is where the logic starts to win the mental tug of war. Number 2. Focused mind. After having mental clarity, the second most crucial thing that optimizes your success is your focused mind. There is a famous saying, lack of focus, not lack of time, is the problem. Focused mind involves the potential to pay attention to your goal and avoid interruptions between you and your goal. Having a focused mind means that you are solely focused on the aim of your life. Let's take an example to understand how an unfocused mind takes you away from success. There is a student who has exams in school the very next day. Taking good grades in that exam is their goal. They knew the syllabus and the specific time they have for their preparation. They have all the necessities that they could need while preparing for exams. Still, there is a problem with them whenever they sit on the chair to study. They suddenly feel that all their pencils need to be sharpened. They start to sharpen their pencils. After that, they remember they had forgotten to turn on the switch of the mobile charger. While they go to turn the switch on, they start watching videos on mobile, spending more than an hour without even noticing the time for their study that has come and gone. The result of an unfocused mind came in the shape of their failure in their goal. Now let's take an example of how a focused mind can help to optimize success. There is another student with the same school exam, but while they sit for study and start preparing for their goal, they turn off their mobile phone. They did not lose focus, having realized their potential to achieve good marks. The outcome of a focused mind was their success in the exam. In the same way, a focused mind can help you do work on your skills. And in the long run, a concentrated mind is one of the most significant factors to optimize your success. Alexander Graham Bell is one of the biggest names in the field of invention. He has described the importance of a focused mind as concentrate all your thoughts upon the work at hand. The rays of the sun do not burn until brought to a focus. This means you need a focused mind towards your goal if you want to create a difference or want to be successful. Number 3. Creative genius. The term creative genius might be new to a few of you. Creative genius means a person who knows and recognizes the abilities they own intrinsically. Creative genius is a type of mindset in which a person always looks for the solution to their problems during their journey to success. There are different types of title and names being used for the mindset of a creative genius, like a muse, inner calling, inner mind, and inspiration. All those terms mean the same thing, that a person who recognizes their abilities, potentials, and the intrinsic power they have that makes them exceptional from others. Some of you will possibly think that you do not have any of that unique ability or potential, but it is not so. Creative genius lies inside every person. Every one of us has our exceptional potential. All we need is to recognize that potential. Exploring one's creative genius is the most important. At the same time, it could also be the most challenging task. But let me tell you, exploring your creative genius is one of the most significant deciding factors of success. Let's take for an example of a family of doctors, among whom a young one has a creative genius for painting. They have the intrinsic ability to do remarkable paintings. Their family may force them to become a doctor, but there is no way they could perform better in the field because they are not a creative genius for being a doctor. They can never work wholeheartedly, so they could never be a successful person. Instead, if they place all their potential in the field of painting, they could create a difference in the field and earn a name by being successful. Now, how can your creative genius optimize your success? Well, when a person recognizes their inner potential and starts exploring this potential, suddenly new abilities start developing. When that person works wholeheartedly on their untapped creative genius, there is no way to stop a person from achieving success. Conclusion. If you recognize your creative genius, you'll have mental clarity of your goal. At the same time, by obtaining a sharp mind with a laser-like focus on that goal, success will then be inevitable. If you are currently working on any of these success traits, the only thing you will need is consistent input to polish all three mental traits, to truly achieve success in whatever endeavour you choose. The key to success lies inside the mind of any individual. What's required is to unlock the potential and explore your inner genius and release it. Sure, you might face some problems during your journey which can obstruct the road ahead, so you will need to develop practical behaviours when dealing with these stones of your success road to remain on track. I hope you liked our video. In our next feature, we will be discussing the topic of mind killers. So stay tuned for our next fascinating video, which will be coming out shortly. The Mind Life Weekly channel will continue to discuss more on the logical, rational mind, as well as the subconscious mind and all its capacities. Our sole purpose here is to show how you can stimulate your brain to adapt this genius-like quality for the right mindset that brings success. This Mind Life Weekly channel will eventually showcase geniuses throughout history and explaining how they've used their minds in subtly different ways than most people do. You will learn how they became remarkable individuals in their life journey. Okay, so that's about it from me. As always, thank you for watching Mind Life Weekly. Give us a thumbs up, share this video and be sure to subscribe because more fresh and exciting content is on the way. And yes, we will be back with another fantastic video on mind killers. Until then, stay tuned and stay safe everyone.